Welcome. We're happy you're here. We're going to have a good time today, folks. This is going to be incredible. Please jump in and start by opening up your chat. Toggle it. There's F up number 1, LB. If you're keeping score at home, LB has 1. I won't be the last one. Exactly. Open up your chat and make sure that you're chatting with everybody, not just hosts and panelists. And I say that because that's usually F up number 2 on my board. And what we're going to do is, hi, Joy, jump in, say hi, and where you are in the world and the best Halloween costume you saw this year, maybe ever. Listen, I'm going to cheat off Modern Family because we went back and rewatched those at my house, and Halloween night when we were all done sitting outside where it was cool and lovely and crisp. Hollywood always has hilarious costumes. So tell us your city. Tell us if you saw a really great Halloween costume and something that we can cheat off each other. We're expecting a really full house. We're also expecting to run out of time before we run out of content here. So stay with us, stay engaged, put your questions in. We will not get to all of them, but we will follow up. If you've got a question, type it in. I think we have a Q&A. If we don't put it in the chat, this is how ahead of this I am. You're going to meet these fabulous humans in just a second. First, let me introduce what we're going to do today and what you can expect, and a couple other tips for success. This is the reveal of our annual research, and it's the best one we've ever done. And it is controversial, folks. We got inside secrets from rep level, manager level, and leader level. You want to know what they say about each other? We're about to tell you. Want to know what they wish they did more often and what you should stop doing immediately because it's ticking everybody else off? We're about to tell you. What do we really think of training and enablement? You knew I was going to bring that up. We're going to share that too, okay? If this is your first time joining us, we're doing this with my beautiful team, Factor 8, led by Amy Wunderlich, who does all of this research and then makes it super accessible and cool. She's going to be sending out bits and bytes and infographics and then ways that freebies we can help afterwards. If you've never heard of us before, we've been around for 17 years. We're one of the last niche players in the training industry that's not owned by a giant PE firm or a single thought leader with a great LinkedIn presence. We worked with some of these brands around the world, and we specialize in BDR, AE, account manager, and sales manager training that I do also with my passion project Girls Club, which is how I know so many of these fabulous people. So I'm Lauren. You can call me LB. I'm the founder. And next up, Jess, tell us about you.
Hi, I'm Jessica Fryback. I'm in Jacksonville, Florida, and I work for Dun & Bradstreet as their sales development manager. I was also one of your Protege of the Year nominees. I won the Fuel Your Future award with your sponsor. And I'm coming to you from a lens of living literally inside this data every day. I'm in between one-on-ones currently, making the time for this so we can bring this to you all and bring you up to speed where we are.
Awesome. So if you're wondering how your managers and reps are reacting to this data, let's turn to Jess for her reactions. Okay, Katie, you're up next.
Hey all, my name is Katie Grant. I'm Vice President of Customer Growth at Teton and a previous Girls Club Protege of the Year winner. And my current role, I lead a global strategic team. The lens I'll be looking at today are insights from a leadership perspective as someone who's built successful teams that blow their quotas out of the water and have a hell of a good time doing it.
Katie, you may be the only person who looks better and younger than her picture. We're going to have to talk about this. Mine's so airbrushed. And then you show up like smart, talented, and gorgeous. I love watching our proteges climb all the way up in your new promotion and global role. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Fiona, you're up.
Hey everyone, I'm Fiona Simpson. I was a mentor for Girls Club this past cycle. By day, I am an enablement leader at Boomi, and I'm also the founder and principal advisor of Reflect Path, which is my own company on the side. In that capacity, I work with go-to-market leaders and professionals really to trust what they already know and make more confident and aligned decisions. So I'm an enablement leader, a data nerd, and a little bit of a woo-woo girl on the side. So yeah, when when people are ready to stop second guessing themselves and follow what they already know, they call me.
I love it. So enablement leader by day, badass coach, and GTM leader help by night. Very
Mhm.
cool. We love a side hustle. I have 7. All right. If this is the first time you've been to a sales shot, welcome. We hope you come back every single month. We cycle through super tactical tip rich data for reps, managers, and enablement leaders. You all are my people, as you can see right here in our crowd. You can go to factorate.com/shots and sign up for the next ones. All right. Grab the QR codes when they come up because it's a lot. So we're going to run through all of what you see on the agenda. The data is so much and so good. We're releasing it in waves. So get the first wave deliverable by hitting the QR code on your screen that's going away in 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Shot number 1. We ask people, how is selling today, right? Better or worse than last year? And look at this. The majority are saying better. 30% were saying about the same. Only 20% said worse. But interesting, the leaders were more optimistic than the reps. What do you guys make of this?
I think that's interesting data. I feel like maybe the leaders were definitely feeling more inspired because we know the long goal, right? The long plans. And I feel like when you're really a communicative leader, you're going to be letting your reps know that. And I feel like there's just maybe a gap in communication there. Because
Yeah.
if we know what's going to happen and we know all the good stuff that's coming, then we should be road mapping that for our reps as well. Mm-hmm.
And so there's our first action, right? Is, hey,
Mhm.
your reps are kind of so, especially ones that work at home. They're feeling like sales is getting harder, and maybe those things are not unrelated.
Yeah.
I think reps are feeling the squeeze, right? They're under a lot of pressure. The market's been swinging around a lot the last couple of years. This whole return to office thing, which we'll get to later,
Mm-hmm. In a
them
big
under
way.
pressure. And I think that, like Grant said in the comments, reps are feeling the vibes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Leaders are seeing the vision, reps are feeling the vibes. And I think it's incumbent upon the leaders to make sure that they're bringing reps into the fold and saying, hey guys, here's
Yeah.
the plan. It's going to be okay. Communication is key at a point like this.
100%, especially when we're talking about people being at home. So here's where it's breaking down, right? Hundreds and hundreds of folks took this survey. And yeah, most reps are remote, but most managers aren't. So I think that's pretty interesting. And I think that makes it hardest. Everybody has told me, like, tell me if you disagree, please, in the chat. Having remote teams is hardest on the manager.
I don't know. I have both. I have remote and I have an office, and I come in 5 days a week.
You're in there
And
every day. Interesting.
yes,
Interesting.
five
Katie, how
days.
about you? Are you there all the time or are you hybrid?
We're fully remote, and I do see some challenges with it. I wouldn't have it any other way, but to create that connection and collaboration between your teams and each other, and to have hard conversations and coaching remotely, it just takes a different skill set.
It does. It does, right? 65% of reps are saying they're more productive and happier at home. As humans, I don't want to drive in, but I know that training ramp times have almost doubled to hit quota. I know that engagement is lower, right? And wait till you see some of the other things that at home has brought. But interestingly enough, if you work in the office or hybrid, you put in longer hours. And guess what? Your satisfaction is a little bit lower, right? And I guess that's not a big surprise, right? I can see my puppy. He's right here, honestly farting during this webinar. And right, so maybe my happiness is happier at home, but I'm feeling a little bit less part of something. Let's see what leaders think. What do you guys think the answer is? Chat it in for me. How did leaders vote? What do they prefer? Fully remote, hybrid, or in office? Yvette's going in on hybrid, then that's what she thinks. Trisha thinks they're going to say in office. Leah agrees. Oh, we're all over the place. I do love this. Get your vote in 3, 2. Ladies, do you want to guess?
I think this panel's probably going to all answer differently as well. So
Yeah, I
I'm
feel
excited to
yeah.
see. I'm calling fully remote here. I'm calling fully remote. I want the best talent from anywhere I can get them.
And
I
that's the
love
plus,
hybrid.
isn't it?
Mhm.
It's the plus. 56% of our leaders, that's our second line and above, our directors and VPs, are preferring hybrid.
Yeah.
35% is where you are, Katie, in the fully remote. Only 10% are saying, I want my employees in the office full time. And those are the people I think really ready to sacrifice their own happiness to be in the office full time, like you, Jess. Right? Do you miss the opportunity to be at home?
I used to be hybrid. And I got to tell you, especially with a team this large, I have 26 reps that report to me. And we have all of the AEs that we're training flow through my team as well. So it's a lot of headcount. And for me, it makes me feel more connected to them. Being here and being somebody that they know that it's going to be reliably here for them. It's just different with this size, I feel like, for me.
Well, and that's your leader sacrifice and why you're so great at it. Here's the big one, ladies and gentlemen. What percent of reps, so you're going to chat in a number, and ladies, I'm going to ask you to, what percentage of reps admit in an anonymous survey they ain't working 8 hours, they ain't even working 7? When you're at home, that's the leader's fear, right? Are they doing the job? Are they effing around with their puppy? What's the answer? Ooh, I've got 20 all the way up to 80. What percent of reps are admitting to not working even 7 hours a day? We're going to land right in the middle. You guys nailed it in the chat. I've got such smart friends that come to these.
Yeah, you do.
I would love to tear this to shreds, if I may.
Hit me, sister.
Please do.
Good for them. We have AI tools. We have faster communication. We are getting more done in less time, and nobody should be upset about that. It means that this whole, and I'm gonna use my LB spicy words. This whole bullshit about 966 can go right out the window. Teams are productive, faster, more efficiently. Now, a lot of people jump in and say, well, they should do more then. But I think that if we look at the big picture of why there even is a 40-hour work week, it's 150 years old. Let's do something new. We are working smarter, not harder. It's allowing people to have more balance in their life. It is allowing people to pursue other things. I am all for this. If you can get all of your work done, and as a leader, I say this day in and day out, if you get all your work done in 20 hours a week and want to go play with your puppy, do it.
Game on. Give me a Fiona in the chat if you 100% agree.
Look at all that. Yes.
Fiona for president. I'm loving it. So check this out, by the way. More than half of our managers are working over 8 hours. And I don't think that surprises anybody, right? Leaders, it's like, if you actually calculate what you make per hour, don't do it. You can never unknow that. And it's tough. That is what happens as you're climbing the ladder. By the way, same as entrepreneurs. Like my first thought is, who doesn't work 12 or 13 hours a day? And Fiona, I need a little more you in my life, right? When I go visit my friends in Europe, they tell me I'm an absolute idiot, and they're not wrong. All right. So not unsurprisingly connected, what percent of managers that are always working over 8 hours a day are burnt out? Give me the guess in the chat. What percent are, it's high. Deacon, honey, we're going to have to talk after this. Jordana, hi, lovely. 80, 90%. Leah.
Ooh, 100% in there.
Y'all are going to be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
Maybe it's our audience, but just over half. Now, there was a LinkedIn poll about this, 2 years ago almost now, and it had the number a little bit higher than that. This is where we come back to hybrid is tough on managers. Sales has been difficult lately. Burnout is real. Leaders know that burnout is real. Katie, what do leaders do with this?
I'm shocked it's not higher, honestly. And, like Fiona, I echo everything that she said, but maybe we should be listening to our own advice that there should be some boundaries around that time. But I think, in a strategic role, there's never, the work never ends. And when you have an IC role, you're able to bucket your work and hit those goals and hit those quotas and check out for a little bit. I know my mind never stops. I'm always thinking, processing, thinking ahead what the next steps are. So
Xanax and Netflix. This I wouldn't sleep without those things. All right. Can everybody give me one tip? Deacon's question in comment and chat was real. What does burnout look like? One way in 10 seconds or less you can recognize burnout.
Emotional irregularity. It's if they start having emotional irregularities, I know that there's something going on, and that's checking in with my peers as well. My reps are hourly, so there's not an over 40-hour work week type situation, which coming back to Fiona, I don't know that that would work for hourly employees, that are not salary. They do have to, hit their required hours for the week,
Yeah.
as much as we want that. But
It's good. It's a good tip. When you see emotional regularity, we're getting some in chat too. Fiona, 10
Mhm.
seconds or less.
Yeah, I was gonna say something along the same lines. The other item I would say is the brain fog. Like it feels like your brain is moving through mud.
Katie.
I think just prolonged exhaustion, right? Inability to do that deep work because they're just tired. They're working at a deficit all the time.
Love it. I love it. Amy, I'm just reading yours and it makes me sad. Like I feel it when you're typing that, and that's rough. So holidays are coming, which adds to
Mhm.
stress for most of us. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it, especially women who want to throw the perfect holiday, which just give up now, sisters, and plan your time off, the all the way connection, the no email. I like to do the last 2 weeks of the year and just totally unplug, and I come back a different human. So I wish that for everybody. All right, we're going to get into what people want. Here's 3 things that both reps and managers are saying. Less meetings, please.
Yes.
Uh-huh. 50% of reps, 25% of managers are saying that meetings are draining their day. 30% of reps and 25% of managers are saying, would you please help with more training and better training? Right? When they don't sit next to people they can cheat off of, when they don't go through a new hire class with a nesting and a buddy and a mentor, we need better training. And by the way, enablement teams who all of a sudden had to pivot to everybody being at home, right? We use what we can, which is Zoom and video, which guess what doesn't work. Okay.
Yep.
If they're not interacting, they're not retaining. And this is why ramp times are getting longer. And who is bearing the brunt of it? The managers. Yeah,
And
Fiona,
enablement.
right? They're all coming to you asking for
Enablement.
more. Also, your budgets were likely cut, right, with everybody else. And what about this, Katie? What do you think about everybody saying I want more time for coaching?
Yeah, I think that's pretty incredible. And how do you balance coaching time is a meeting, right? So how do we
Exactly.
balance adding more meetings, a one-on-one, a career goals session, a coaching session with fewer meetings? So I think there is a discrepancy here, and we want more, but we also want less.
Right. And so let's use Jordana's tip that actually came from Jen Halpern, one of our mentors and trainers in Girls Club. No agenda, no attenda. I thought that was pretty good. If you're not sure why you're in that meeting, then maybe try to get out of that meeting. And this is our cue as leaders, right? We want to touch our people, we want to get feedback. I know that as a leader, it's easiest to do it in a group setting, right? If you send me an email, I won't have time and space to look at it because I have 9 back-to-back meetings during the day. So I
Right.
create a meeting where we're all going to look at it together. And guess what? It winds up being a waste of time for, oh, I don't know, every single person in that meeting because they have one thing to share and I'm getting them all at once. Great for me, shitty for my team.
Yep.
So I think as leaders, that's something we need to look at. That's very real. And when you couple that right next to the burnout stat, can we all take the action to say, what's one meeting I could let my managers and my reps out of every single week or month? All right, we're going to dig into reps. Training and tools are tied here. Make my job easier and give me more skills. Love that. Big one, right? Then I'm looking for career development and promotion and career opportunities, coaching time and leader time. They hit the board, but look at the difference. For years and years and years, the trend I saw was coaching will fix everything, more leader time, more coaching time. And now people are saying, And I think they're being smarter. You got to train it before you can coach it.
Exactly. I think collectively, enablement partially to blame on this one, but I think collectively we over indexed on coaching, especially through the transition to remote work and all that stuff. And it was like, you've got to make sure every moment of your rep's day counts, and you have to be on top of every single deal that they're in, and you've got to be all over them. And I think that's part of where the burnout came from too.
Right. And people are saying we've had enough now. In fact, look at this one. What do reps not want? The bottom two answers. You guys are going to love this. We're good on the team culture. Thanks. Remember how everybody talked about that for 2 years straight post-COVID? How do we make people feel connected and hey tacos and like whatever we're doing that makes it fun? We're good. And I don't want more one-on-one time with my manager. I want actual training and I want coaching feedback. Jess, how do you react to that? As a manager, what do you do with that?
I don't know. Our culture is amazing. And it's definitely a focus for me no matter what. But with one-on-one time, I meet with them and do their performance, and we do a call scoring together. Outside of that, I do a lot of peer led, again, because I have such a large team. I think it makes it more fun, more interactive, and everybody can let their guards down to be really vulnerable with each other. So the reps that I'm developing into future leadership, stepping into these roles and being able to take some of the weight off of me, but upskill themselves and create a safe place for the reps to be able to try different things back and forth. And it doesn't feel like just another meeting. It feels more collaborative, I think.
I think that's cool. I also, the hot tip you skipped right over is everybody meets with their reps to say, hey, here's how you did last period or last month, right? And here's the new goals. You're combining it with coaching. Now, best practice is they get a separate coaching meeting. With 25 reps, that's impossible. And maybe with your day, it's impossible too. So let's not combine it with talk about deals and performance. Let's add the coaching there instead. Okay. So if you're not finding time for coaching, add it to the one-on-one. Move your deal talk to a group pipeline meeting. That's my hot tip there.
Love
Hey,
that.
Fiona, I want your feedback on Jason's comment. Hi, Jason. In the comments, we're getting people more tools, right? In fact, I was surprised to see tools land. Usually reps are like, less tools for Christ's sakes. I have 10. Tools said landed, but Jason's saying usage.
Yeah.
How do we get people to actually use the tools correctly to make their jobs easier?
I feel like we need to train them. I feel like I've shown so many people how to use Copilot in this last week. And I think it's just being scared of the tool and just not understanding and maybe feeling silly in front of somebody. I don't know, but it's watching the confidence.
Training could be the answer.
Yeah.
Fiona,
I
what do you
mean,
think from the enablement lens?
Yeah, I think you have to pair tooling with training. Otherwise, you're going to have an adoption problem. I think the other thing that we're experiencing right now is that tools are developing so quickly, and you might have the shiniest new AI tool in the box, and then a month later or 6 months later, it's out of date, or there's something shinier out there. And
Yeah.
reps are wicked smart. They'll go try stuff out on the side. They'll hear about the next greatest thing and go get a free account. And so they kind of move on. And I think it's really hard, especially if you're in an enterprise organization and don't get the opportunity to update your tooling often. Your tooling gets left behind. So I think it's a
absolutely
little bit of
can.
a cart and a horse situation too.
We also have to be careful as leaders, right? If you don't know this already, access to tools and what data gets put into those tools, if you don't have your own company AI that's enclosed and safe, your reps are using Chat GPT and may or may not be putting in your pricing, your competitor, your customer information into that. That can be scary. I heard a great feedback and tip I'll share on our AI tools meeting that we did a couple months ago, where a company had like a tech council made up of individual reps, users, people who were tech forward and loving it. And they met regularly and trained regularly. So again, using that peer-to-peer, like you're doing, Jess, for your skills development. But this is, hey, the tech council is investigating these 3 tools. Come learn the new best practices on Copilot. Learn how we're using Gong, for instance, Jason, if you just bought that for your team, right? And all the new features. So keeping the people who are tech forward, let them lead the rest of the group. And I thought that was cool. All right. What do reps want most from their managers? The number one answer on the board was fight for me.
I love
Katie, tell us.
This connects back to one of the previous slides about those one-on-ones. And what I kept thinking and looking at those less one-on-ones is, as leaders, we need to look at our formatting of those one-on-ones. If our team
Mhm.
is not looking forward to and finding that time valuable, we need to readjust those one-on-ones, make sure there is a clear agenda to the points earlier, and make sure that they're getting value. If you're showing up to that one-on-one and you're just firing questions at them and expecting them to report off to you and not giving them positive feedback, clear expectations, and this fight for me makes me a little bit sad because I think what's happening is many of us are fighting for them, but are we communicating that back in an effective way to say,
Very good.
I am advocating for you. I'm advocating for our team to have this tool that I think could be successful. In order to get this tool, we need to build a muscle first, right? Let's do the muscle, let's do the exercise and show that
Couldn't
we're
agree
going
more.
to utilize this tool when we get it.
Absolutely. You go process, skills, then tool,
Mhm.
right? And so, Katie, I think that's a great takeaway for every manager is help report back how you are supporting and advocating because your reps aren't necessarily feeling it because guess what? They're not seeing it,
Right.
right? My reps used to see me walk over to this other manager, be like, look, that is my rep's account. I know that, but right? Like, and they don't see that anymore. And so maybe we have to do a better job communicating that more positive feedback. We absolutely positively can't do enough of that. Inside tip, as you know, Factor 8 does manager training. It's the Factor 8 training that we put into Girls Club that these women have been through, right? And there is a course on better performance one-on-ones. So you can go get that right now if you want it. We'll give you links to stuff later. But we also do this series on coaching. It used to be one class. Now it's a 4-part series. And the hardest behavior to change in manager coaching is positive feedback.
I don't know
I don't
why
care
that
how
is.
many times we say it, demo it, practice it, role play it. It takes 7 or 8 rounds until a manager starts with a better ratio of attaboys to what to fix.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
I
And
know that
My
control.
heart, Jessica.
Yeah, I know. Like I know I start out every session I have with my team, especially with call scoring, is like, what did you do well? You
Mhm.
know,
And now let me
and
tell you what I
honestly,
think you did well.
right?
Let me layer it on.
They'll start going into the negative immediately, even when I said those words. And I
Mhm.
have to redirect the conversation. And that took honestly going through factory training with John and you, Lauren, that took months to retrain the team to expect that.
Mm.
Because it is so hard to train our own brains to think positively and see positively. And that's our part as leaders.
And I
Thank you for
Um,
giving us the why on that. We all have negative self-talk, right? And as
mhm.
managers, we think about saving the deal. So we're trying to give constructive feedback. You combine those two and you don't get a lot of attaboys. Fiona, I cut you off. Last comment. In the
I was gonna
meantime,
say,
tell me a number in chat, ladies and gentlemen. Our very next stat is coming out. Vote while Fiona gives us her feedback.
yeah, I think reps are used to being interrogated and
Yep.
not coached and supported. And so making that pivot for managers from inspection and interrogation. What's going on with that deal? Where is this going? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
To you tell me and let me
Mm.
cheer you on for the things you're doing well and let me help solve your problems. Because I think reps need that space to go, you know what? I thought this was going to close last quarter and it slipped, and here's what I'm struggling with. And that's the aha moment for the manager to
Yeah.
step in and dig into it with them,
And
which is
help.
where the coaching and feedback comes in. But if they're apprehensive and ready to just get yelled at about all the bad things, which I think most reps are used to in a one-on-one, that's where it all.
That's where it all falls apart. Here's the great news, ladies and gentlemen. 2 out of 3 people, 2 out of 3 reps said, "My manager's great."
Ooh.
Oh, that's great.
Isn't that awesome?
That's
But now
awesome.
I wanna know, does anybody wanna guess what percent said, "My manager's useless"? I
Ooh.
didn't see any votes. Jen, thank you for jumping in. It's better than that. The answer is only 1 in 5, 20%. Our managers are getting better. And that makes me really proud. Here's the thing you really want to know. What percentage of your reps are talking about leaving? This is rough. We put a lot of time, effort, and love into getting these folks into sales and performing well. And yet, 75%, they feel like they're going to stay in sales long term. Isn't that
That's
fantastic?
that's I just can't believe that.
Right? That makes me thrilled. Maybe there's a correlation to the ones who will take the time to do a sales survey to the ones
I
who are going
think
to
that
stay
must
in
be it.
sales.
I mean, in staying at your company, that's fabulous. But I don't know. I mean, I have only attrited 2 people, I think, in the last year. In complete
That's
honesty, like
phenomenal in a BDR
it's
role. Out of
it's wild.
25?
The rest
Yeah,
have been
right?
promoted out, or are still in their first year going through. So
A 10%
that's
attrition
wild.
annual rate at a BDR level is amazing. I think you should take all the credit for that. Why would reps leave? Here are the top reasons. What do you think of this? Lack of training and
A
career growth hit
trend.
number one.
I think
Burnout and stress, no surprise. Katie, I'm sorry, go ahead.
oh, sorry. Just yeah, there's a trend here, right? Of training,
Training.
burnout, training, burnout. Like, yeah.
I'll
I
jump
think
in
that's
on
sad.
number three, which I'm surprised that's not higher because I hear a lot about low
I'm
pay targets.
surprised
Yeah.
too. I'm surprised money wasn't at the very top, especially in sales orgs.
Most people
Well,
Yeah.
and it's never at the top of even your engagement, your Gallups and whatnot that are measuring what do people want at work. They
I'll just
want
throw in there.
career growth, they want career development, they want training, they want positive recognition and balance, they want to feel like they're part of something, and they don't mind getting paid well.
None of
And
these
it,
things
it
sound
seems to be going down with our younger generations.
understandable.
Yeah. Other reasons is work-life balance, company culture, lack of recognition. Here's a good one though. 80% of reps felt that diversity was well represented in their companies. And I thought, hey, that's an improvement. All right, let's dig into what managers are really wanting, what they want from you, leadership, and you, Fiona, and me in enablement. Number one, process and methodology. I found that fascinating. Fascinating. Wait till you see the leader perspective on this. I'm just going to go ahead and give it away. Leaders say, follow the process more. And managers say, where the hell's the process?
Right.
Yeah. Right. Katie, what do you think about these three?
Yeah, I mean, sounds like there's some misalignment here. I'm a self-professed process nerd. I could sit and write SOPs in my free time. That's probably my favorite hobby. So, but how do we get it out there for people where they find value? They know where to find these processes, right? You could create all the process in the world, but if they don't know how to access it, they're not going to follow it. So,
And if they haven't been trained on it, there's
right.
a difference too. And if it's not integrated into, right, my CRM, my pipeline, my forecast meetings, and look at this. I thought this was brilliant. Better coaching tools and templates.
Mhm.
So you want me to do more management coaching, right? First of all, go train the people first, because when I have to do it all from scratch, right? I am the mother, the father, the therapist, right? The nanny, the trainer, and the coach, right? And then, by the way, the customer service escalator and the fighter and all the other roles. It's the hardest job in the world. Train them better first before they come to me with every single thing. And then give me some support. Tools and templates in the coaching. I love that.
I feel like there's a theme here.
Right? Could it be?
Could it
What do managers need to hit quota? So we talked about, right? I think more than ever, we're missing quotas in the last few years. The stats used to be in the 70% of teams hitting quota. We're dropping into the 60% of teams overall hitting quota. So what do they need? More time available to work with their people,
Mhm.
more of the training for their people. And number three, better leads. I've never seen a choice of more and better leads be on a list and have it not picked first. Can we just give that credit to our marketing teams? What do you guys think about that?
Mhm.
Or are the other things so freaking urgent?
Yeah, what I think is interesting, just the theme around the coaching aspect and the
Mhm.
and I'll argue even manager training, right? I actually do talking about this tomorrow on another session that we pull our best salespeople into management roles and we don't teach them anything about management and we don't
Oh my gosh.
explain to them
Absolutely.
what coaching is or what it looks like or how to do it. And those frameworks and the tools that they need to be successful as managers are such an afterthought in sales, which is so bizarre to me because every other organization in the company has management track training and go to this leadership conference and do all these other things. And here's how the how-to guide of being a manager. And in sales, it's just great. You hit quota every single quarter for 3 years. You're a manager now. Have fun. Bye.
And it is so hard. It's why the fail rate is over 50%. Because what makes you a great rep does not make you a great manager. And we all know it to be true. I'm going to give you the why I think this is happening, by the way, right? Because I deal with this in hundreds of companies every single year. By the way, shout out to my friends who do it right. My team at Scholastic, I know you're watching today. When they came to Factor 8 for rep training, they said, nope, we're training our managers first. We tell every client, train your managers first, and yet we usually don't. And the reason for that, and it's valid, folks, it's time and money. Okay.
Yeah.
There are 50 reps to every 4 to 6 in management. Where do you get your ROI? Your managers were the best and the brightest. You figured it out, they'll figure it out, right? It's an easy assumption. My rep training is on fire. Go fix that. If we've got time later, we'll get to these high achievers who could use a little support too. That's the logic. But unfortunately, it works against you. The positives of training managers first, number one, is that your rep numbers will go up. I got the case studies. We watched conversions go up by double digits, never touched the rep, only train the manager how to do their job better. And the second thing is once your manager starts to believe in development, you're creating a learning culture and teaching them what good looks like so that they can go, even if you never touch the reps, and replicate that with them. Oh my God, that was a big soapbox. I'm moving on. Sorry about that. Ladies and gentlemen, managers, 60% only are saying, yeah, I think I'll stay in leadership. And 80% like the company. Like the company, not sure about this management job. Does that surprise anybody?
No.
No, no surprise. Katie, are you
Not at all.
thinking about your team?
Yeah, wheels are turning over here. Yeah, I think all of us in leadership took that first leadership role however many years ago and went, what the heck did I just do? I was making more money and had less stress back there. Can I go back?
That part.
And it's so hard for people to say that out loud. Katie, like props to you, because what usually happens is we lose that top manager because pride is real.
Yeah.
Right. And so going back into a rep role when you were in charge, it's easier to kind of tuck your tail and slink away.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate. So why would your managers leave? Oh my God. You guys, we did not rig these results. I swear to God, this is true. A lack of training and career growth, what we've been talking about, the low pay. I got into management so I could get commission on my whole team, but guess what? Less people are hitting it. And the hours. Dun, dun, dun. So listen, you guys got to this way before I did, but I thought I would just go ahead and stick this in everybody's face. We're in a rock and a hard place. Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody's saying they want more training, but I want to show you what the stats show, right? The average spend per person truly in our industries, less than $1,000 a person on training in a budget line item, but tools is 4x that. So if you want to have better training and development for your people, put a line item in this year's budget. Less than 20% of leaders have a line item per person for training and development in their budget. I think we magically think the enablement budget's going to cover it. Maybe we're not used to having it. We've got a travel budget. We've got a rewards budget, right? We have bonus budget. We have a recruiting budget. Now we have a tools budget. You might be missing something really, really important. Okay, the other rock in the hard place, leaders want managers driving the process, but managers say they need the process. So there's some big action items we can take there.
There's gems.
That's where
Did you say, Fiona? Say it again.
That's where enablement comes in. And I think this is, the pendulum has swung back and forth with enablement as well. And I think a lot of organizations maybe have cut back on or reduced or completely eliminated their enablement function. And we're seeing this as a result. The people who have the brain space, they don't have the quota hanging over their head. They have the knowledge and the skill set to develop, design, and implement process. That's enablement. We're right here. We're waiting in the wings. And
And they're the people who lost half of their people in budget last year.
Right.
That's
I'm feeling so lucky right now, I have to tell you, working where I work.
Yeah,
honestly.
I'm really happy to hear that. I'm really happy to hear that. All right, what do leaders want from their managers and their reps? Here we go. It's your turn, Katie. How true do these feel? We're going to get everybody back involved in the chat. So if you started to snooze while I was on my soapbox, come back. We want you to guess. I'm going to put the top 5 answers on the board. Ladies and gentlemen, which one comes in first place? What leaders want from their managers? So my friends at home, chat it in. Katie, Fiona, and Jessica, I'm going to come to each of you for your vote. What you think is number 1. Bonus points if you want to go for 2, 3, 4, or 5. Katie, I'm coming to you first.
Oh gosh, I'm tied for first with drive consistent process and communicate up more strategically. We
If
have,
you have a magic wand,
yeah, we have
that's where you would vote.
on that, but I think I'm gonna go process, then communicate, and then accountability. Sadly, I think motivate and inspires at the end.
You are 100% wrong.
Ah,
Whoa!
good.
Fiona, you work with leaders like Katie all the time. What do you think took the top spot? Just give me your number 1.
I'm
I
gonna
would
go
say
with coaching. Oh, sorry.
motivate. I don't know.
Sorry about
I
that.
don't know.
Fiona, coaching, that's her number 1 top spot. Jess, weigh in.
I guess motivate and inspire sellers. I don't hear many people talk about process. They should.
Okay, love it. We are all over the board too in our chat. Thanks for playing along at home. Coach your team more. That one. Coach was number 1, tied actually with accountability. Yeah, Fiona,
Yeah.
high five.
I
More
think
consistent process, 40%, then we're dropping into motivate and communicating up more strategically. It's a pipe dream, Katie. You can
Yeah.
wish. You can hope. But there you go. Now, what do leaders want from their reps? Let's do it again. I'm going to go in reverse order. Top 5 answers are on the board. Jess, you're going to go first, then Fiona, then Katie. Give me your number 1 answers in chat. What do leaders wish they had the magic wand for their reps to be doing?
For
Jess.
me, it'd be manage time more effectively, for sure.
Okay, Fiona.
I'm gonna go with pick up the phone because I'm old school.
Customers
Katie.
are key in my role, so I'm going to go with listen and connect with our customers.
And she gets it this time. Number 1 answer on the board.
Love.
Interesting, right? A drop to 10% where we're tied. We want our reps to work on their sales skills development. We're not going to give them the budget or the training to do it. Just magically go get better at these things, which, by the way, is not impossible. It's really not. Like, we do free webinars every single month. Now, you're not going to retain and apply things after a webinar or a video or a TikTok. That's the difference between training and telling. But reps, managers who have 0 budgets, go to the free stuff and then book 30 minutes after to discuss it, to try it, to role play it, to use it. That's how you turn free stuff into semi-decent actual skills training and move the needle. So just a hot tip for you there.
I think
Managing time. I mean, all of these are up there.
with listen and connect. Oh, sorry, Katie, go ahead.
This is good. Katie and then Fiona.
Okay, I was just going to add to that, Lauren, and this circles back to development of reps. Send your reps a webinar. Say, I think you'd find a lot of value in this. Take this free webinar and let's chat about it on our next one-on-one, right? Then you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You've got some training in there, you've got some development, and your follow-up to connect with them on it.
I love it. That's brilliant. Good.
In that, I was gonna say real quick on the listen and connect, I just think that to me says a lot about all of the badly done AI personalization and all of that jazz. We're getting a little bit of a pushback on that. That's what that one's telling me about the listen and connect with our customers, that you really that is sales in a nutshell. That's the human aspect that will never go away. So if anybody tells you that AI is coming after sales jobs, AI could never. And I think that that's
I don't think so either. There's no
We have
way.
that vote coming up. We have that vote coming up, and hell yeah to all 3 of you for sure. For sure. All right. So what the hell's going on with sales training? We've heard it over and over and over. What are reps saying they need? What are managers saying they need? What are leaders think about what's happening in training? This stat scares me. Not only do 60% of leaders say it have gaps, look at the other ones. 14 are non-confident. There is nothing for another. 10% are feeling good about their
Yes.
plan from our leaders, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know what good looks like, here is a free resource. What does great look like in sales training? I know I didn't come up with it, right? Maybe you don't know either what good looks like. Download the free guide and send it to your enablement leader, send it to your people, right? And say more of this, please. All right, here's another interesting one. From the rep point of view, also not good. I know, right? It's fun to watch your faces as you sink into these statistics. You're like, oh shit, that's 4% saying good, not 4%
That's so
saying bad.
sad.
And
Yeah.
50%
And
saying
look at
it's not good. 46%.
16% are got none.
Yeah, I feel like that one is that's hard.
Yeah.
That's
And listen, I run a really small company. I heard somebody with a lot of experience. Did I give her formal training? Did not. Nope. I am like the cobbler has no shoes. Did I make it available? Yep.
expecting
But
results, but not giving them the way to do it.
it
No.
is. It's easy to be shocked by this. And then you look at yourself and say, what can I do better? And I hope we're all doing that. All right. What do they want? So if you are looking at this saying, I'm going to make this a part of my 2026 plan, I'm going to budget for it, I'm going to demand it, I'm going to do better myself, whatever it is, here's where to start. 96% of reps are lacking confidence in what they're getting right now. Find a new way to bring these 3 skills to your reps and to your managers.
Mhm.
50% of managers say, yes, please, more ongoing training, right? Most of the orgs we see get new hire, do it well, and that's it. My friend Dave at Waste Management says we put him through, 2 months of new hire training, and then we let him free to go practice on our customers.
Right.
I thought that is just so
Very
perfectly said.
expensive way of doing training.
Yeah.
Very
All
much.
right. So what are leaders saying about training and enablement? The issue is low adoption and buy-in, the customization and the relevancy, that things aren't sticking. That's because we're telling, not training. We're not
Mhm.
proving the ROI. It's not that they're not doing it, it's that it's not having impact. So Fiona, this is their feedback to you. How does that feel?
Yeah, to be honest, I agree. I think one of the hardest parts in enablement is and I will keep my L&D hat off as much as I possibly can, but there is a phased process for human brains to understand things. And most of the time, enablement is able to get to the information and the knowledge share or absorption. And we
Yeah.
don't often have the capacity to get to the practice, the do it in the field, the
Yes.
the coaching and feedback.
Yes.
That is like the last mile.
We tell, not train. It's faster, it's easier. And
And then the business
managers,
pivots and
great.
something else becomes a priority. And oh, we
Yep.
were going to do that last step and do a workshop and have
And we're going to
everyone
make it great.
know,
And we don't get to
but
it.
now we have a new
The
product
reinforcement.
launch and
Mhm.
it all goes out the window. So
It's really fair. Yeah.
it's the nature of the
Leaders, let me translate what you can do with what Fiona just said. Okay. When you go to your enablement team and say, my reps really need a better job of doing better discovery, uncovering the value, and negotiating instead of leading with price, you have 20 minutes this Friday. That's a problem. Okay. So good training takes time. We do one
Mhm.
skill at a time. We build it, we practice it, we master it. You can't go to the gym once this weekend and come back with a 6-pack. All right. Sales shot number 5. We're going to look at real struggles where people are saying this stinks. What's working? What isn't? What are the hardest part? What are our catch 22s? Everybody says we're working our asses off. We're just not always doing it on the right things. So what part of the sales cycle are we struggling with most? Anyone surprised to see prospecting number 1?
You never know.
It's the
It's
hardest
tough.
part of the job.
It's the hardest part of the job. And here's the thing. Getting in the door is harder, and it's impossible to not do with the phone. This is
Correct.
why the QR code is here about building phone confidence. I had a client earlier in the year. We went out and did an assessment, I want to say April. And the guys came back and said, well, they made 76 outbound phone calls. And I was like, okay, well, that's not bad for a day. How big is the team? 15? They said, LB, it was for the year.
Oh.
I hear it over and over and over again. Listen, the generation today is not as confident on the phone. We have
The
overextended ourselves with cadences and AI, and we can push out a billion really shitty messages efficiently, but we are not picking up the phone. Oh, Amy, help us out with the QR code. You can put the link in there. This one's not working. I'm sure it's my fault. Amy's going to get it fixed in the chat. Our guide on building phone sales confidence. It's what we do best at Factor 8. We've been doing it for 17 years. People get excited about making phone calls, and that's what we need. It is
Exactly.
really back to basics. Here's another proof point on this. The struggle is real. We asked reps, hey, where are you spending most of your time? And the answer was hands down, email.
Email.
In fact, if you put together email, LinkedIn, and text, it was almost 70% of their answer.
Ooh.
This is where I'm spending my time, writing, not talking. Then we asked reps, hey, what actually works? Email, LinkedIn, text, or phone? And you won't be surprised, 53% said, yeah, the phone is what works. 30% said email.
You have to
So
have both.
we've got to, it's got to be multi-touch, and that doesn't mean one call and 87 emails. So if you're missing it, sadly, I thought it would be funny to put it up here again because I know everybody needs it and the link didn't work. So check in chat for the link. Hey, leaders, here are your sales manager's biggest struggles. Meetings, admin overload, no time to coach.
Yes.
What's draining their energy and causing that burnout? Interesting here. CRM updates. So if you're looking at AI tools, the ones that are automatically updating into your CRM need to be top of your list. There's the meetings again, forecasting. It's tough when people aren't at quota. We come and drill in. Tell me what you're going to hit. Tell me what you're going to hit. But being in those meetings doesn't magically make us hit those numbers. Where do the leaders think the managers are struggling? Katie, I'm really interested in what you think here. And Jess, does your leader think this about you?
No, I don't think so. I don't think he
hope
thinks I'm
not.
doing their job. I hope not. And
That one
he
doesn't
sees how
surprise me
much I
that it's
coach.
everyone.
Yeah, I'm really shocked by that. But I do see leaders get on the phones for people too. So I've seen it.
Katie, what do you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah, I mean, I can see this. And that may be part of that advocating, right? And what they're seeing for advocating is really the manager doing the job instead of taking the time to coach and advocate for that person. Sometimes you just want it done, right? If we're looking at
Right.
an example like that last slide of forecasting, and you've as the manager tried to get your team to forecast appropriately, to build their pipeline, to get those numbers up to you, and it's still not right when you're reporting up to leadership, you're just getting in
Frustrating.
that CRM and doing it yourself.
Yeah.
And that happens. So by the way, when I looked at those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's literally the first 5 skills we teach when we go in and do sales managers training, right? Your role as a
Yes.
sales leader, quit doing the rep job. Coaching,
I did your training
right?
last
Driving
year.
performance with
I
goals.
did
Yeah. So if you're looking for that, right, the cheapest way possible to do it is a manager certification. It's all online. It's still interactive. It's not as good as face to face, but it's a hella better than a video or a book. It's under $800. You can do this right now. There's your code. Okay. It is a manager certification that hits all of those. You heard these women talk about Girls Club. If you're looking for better training, plus mentoring and community for your managers, my women can join the January cohort of Girls Club where they get these classes and a mentor and all the other things, right? But guess what? It is co-ed in the summer. For the first time ever, we are opening
We love
up
our allies.
emerging leader. I know. And
We
so
love our
men can and women together can join this cohort, this is the solution when you have a couple managers, right? If you don't have a couple grand, you do the online training. That's a QR code. If you can spend 2, 3 grand, you put them in a cohort with the live training and the help and the mentoring in the community, right? If you've got more than 3, 4 managers, you bring a group in-house because then it gets customized and it gets really built into your process, et cetera. That's how you do it, right? Moving on. Where do my reps struggle? Leaders say, no surprise, the prospecting, everyone agrees.
Yes, I
And
agree.
upsell, cross-sell, the final close, pushing the deals through, and there appears our ramp time one more time.
Weird that that's
Any
at the bottom.
surprises here, Fiona?
I was gonna say, I'm surprised that ramp time is moving towards the bottom. I think you called it out earlier, LB,
Yeah.
that enablement really has leaned in on the onboarding process, on the ramp time, on really getting a handle on that. I'll tell you, in the 6 months that I've been with Boomi for our pre-sales team, we've dropped our new solutions consultant ramp time by like 56% with a new program. So I think that
Well
like
done.
the solve has happened in that arena. So I'm not surprised, frankly, that that's towards the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah. That's where I used to love when I was in corporate, was how do I slash the ramp time? And I mean, it just brings
Mhm.
millions to the bottom line. Here they are one more time. There's a prospecting certification for your reps. Same thing. If you can't bring in training, you don't have a big budget, you cut your enablement team, $800, a certification on prospecting. And there's number 2 on closing. So leaders, there's your resources. We're going to have time to cover the state of AI in sales, and then we're going to run out of time. If you have a question for our panel, I'm going to go right to the wire. Chat in your question so we can follow up with you afterwards. Everyone here is going to get the research as well. And then there's going to be all kinds of fun things coming out about this. Watch us and follow on LinkedIn, please. You'll see it there. And we'll be dripping some of the infographics to you as well. All right, the state of AI. Almost all
This
of
is
us
my
are using some AI
favorite.
tools. Yeah. Don't you all love this? Nobody thinks that AI will replace sales. You said it earlier, Fiona. Thank goodness. But a lot of people think it will replace coaching. Jess,
Ooh,
what do you think?
okay, I did make a coaching agent for my team recently. It's got to go through legal. But again, me, lots of them, only me. And it is just supposed to be for on the go. But that is checking, making sure that we're following ROE and those types of things. And just for when they can't get me in a room, there is no replacement for your leader or for enablement or for a sales trainer. Absolutely not.
So I'm also they're putting fact rate methodology into a coaching tool that we'll be offering our clients soon. And I like to think about it this way. When you're using an AI coach, you're deal coaching.
Mhm.
When you are connecting one-on-one with a manager and a rep, you're human coaching, you're rep coaching. Is that fair? Right? People want the positive feedback. People want the dedicated time, the attention, all those things. That happens human to human. The rest of
Yeah.
the time, it's filling in the gaps and it's deal coaching. Oh, did you ask about this? Hey, did you remember to ask that question? It means that our time with reps are more filled with the positive feedback and encouragement and less about the nitpicky, because the AI is not going to give 27 attaboys, let me tell you. Love that it isn't going to replace training either, although a lot of people are trying to do that. Here's your real-time playbook. I can tell where you are in your call. Here's your script. You want to jack up a lot of customer experience, double down on that. How are reps using it? Not too differently than how managers are using it. Most of us, right, are still writing in call summaries. So there's room to grow. Here's what your reps are using. If you don't have your own private chat GPT, your customer information is out there now.
Mhm.
How are managers using it? Almost exactly the same as the reps.
Yeah.
Writing, then some analysis and strategy, then my call summaries and notes. Finally, how are our leaders using AI? Writing, call summaries and notes, research and prospecting, analysis and forecasting, and strategy. So very interesting stuff. Lots of other uses there that you guys can dig into as you get these results. 41% budgeting for some tools. No big surprise.
Not at all.
Oh, I am so close to the end. Final few trends. Sales cycles are longer, budgets are shrinking. People development and marketing and lead generation are the top priorities. Interestingly enough, quality of leads came in third, training came in first, and look at the difference between 40 and 54% in our budgets. Folks, go budget for your training and development. You don't have to spend it with us. Go hire other people and get it done. 3 out of 4 want to stay in sales. They're proud to tell people they're in sales. I freaking love that. I had t-shirts made. I'm in sales. And then I had a special one made that says, damn it, underneath. DEI perception is strong, but only 28% of leaders have DEI goals.
Mm.
And here it is, last slide. What trends are you noticing? Longer sales cycles, right?
Mhm.
There's the shrinking budgets. I love that ghosting made the list.
Ghosting.
I don't, it's not cool, man.
No, it's not
Just
cool.
write back and say no thanks. It's like when you date somebody and they just stop texting. I'm still a little scarred, obviously. I'm really happy you guys came with us today. You can download part 1 of the results at factor8.com survey. Put any questions in the chat. We will follow up with you. We did it. We made it to the end. Thank you.
Yay.
Woo! Ladies.
Fun. That was
That
good.
was fun. You guys were amazing. Thank you so much for being here. I'll hang out for about 30 more seconds in case anybody has something urgent where they need help. Otherwise, we look forward to seeing you at our next sales shot. And ladies, I hope to see you all back as mentors in our
Yes.
January
You
cohort
know
of
it.
Sales Club.
I'll be there.